What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. So I want to do a recap on the last 2 days. First today, lost $40. You can see there. I'm going to head into where that came into play. So on the day, FOMC minutes later, but we got a nice move down on Qs. Formed this fair value gap, got the retest, got my entry here, stopped above the highs. Got to move down, but not quite to the trim spot, which was going to get low a day. Stopped me out there. This was fine. A+ setup for me. The only thing I can mention is SPY and ES were sweeping some liquidity at that point, but for me, the Nasdaq looked fine. Just didn't work out. No systems 100%. So fine with the trade, fit my criteria, took it, didn't work out. So next trade, we inversed this fair value gap, broke a downtrend structure, move up, then move down, closed above this high. So we broke downtrend structure, retested the fair value gap as an inverse, got my entry right around here, stop below this fair value gap low, trimmed up on the 1-to-1 R-to-R area around here, and then trimmed at this high right here, and was holding the rest for this high day and this draw on liquidity, but we came down pretty hard, stopped out my runner break even, so didn't quite kick back green on the day, but kept it to a pretty small red day, so I'll live with that. We did retest this zone again and held it, gave a pretty nice move out of it, but I decided not to take any more trades just because I typically don't like to take more than two. I'd already taken two and it was red on the day, so I didn't want to try to revenge, forced into a trade and get more red, so stuck with that. Yesterday Tuesday, first trade I took was actually on SPY. I don't typically like to trade SPY, but I ended up taking it yesterday. So you can see here, pretty choppy morning, but we broke downtrend structure right here, move up, move down, close below it, broke structure, had this fair value gap that we maintained and held and got a good move up from. I typically don't, as I mentioned, like to trade SPY, but we maintained this, got moved from it, got a little bit of FOMO. And on the second fair value gap that we made here, I took an entry on and we came back and stopped me out. So don't know why, I just don't trade SPY as well. Maybe just not as familiar with the price action as I am with the Nasdaq, but either way, gonna be staying away from SPY for the most part. Qs, I actually again took a winning trade on that yesterday. So I think yesterday was actually a $16 loss after both trades, which I'll show you where that trade came in here. So same idea as on the S&P, broke structure, move up, move down, closed above this spot, broke downtrend structure, created a fair value gap, got a retest of it here, got my entry here, played this on the way up, believe I got 2 trims off before this stopped me out, break even on my runner, so that pretty much got me flat on the day. But this to me wasn't the best trade just because we broke uptrend structure as we came down to test it in the 5 minutes, move down and move up, closed below that, broke uptrend structure, just got a good move out of it. And at the same time, we were also pretty choppy with today being FOMC minutes. Actions has been a little bit slower this week, short week as well, so probably should have just stayed cash yesterday, but regardless, pretty much just break even day, so it doesn't really matter that much in terms of monetary, but for the principal wise, probably should have just stayed cash. Today, completely fine with both setups. This is the setup I look for every day. This one worked out pretty well. This one just didn't happen to reach that first trim spot, which is fine. Ended up small red on the day. Again, not a huge deal, just following my rules. So the difference for me, if I'd been red today off of breaking my rules, off of taking bad trades, that would be completely different versus me taking a trade that is my A+ setup, is my criteria, and just didn't work out today. That's completely different than taking a bad setup. So for me, today was fine. Ended up red, but that's just part of the game. So that's going to be it. Appreciate you guys all for coming, and see you in the next one. Peace.